I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich, okay? We need to get out there, use your weapons, and rip Washington apart.
Good morning, everyone. It's April 14th, 2018. How's everyone doing? Well, I hope you're all well, and thanks for tuning in. Here I am with Mr. Alex Jones. This man, he was warned ad nauseum, not only by me, but others in his comment sections about Donald Trump. Yet he chose to ignore, he ignored the warnings from many people, and, well, let's just watch first a brief second here.
Till 6 p.m. And then we have other live shows, but our regular live is that. We're on Periscope right now. Maybe you should aim that camera. And we're going to be on Facebook, YouTube. We're going to go up live on our TV satellites and stuff here in about 5 minutes. Everybody wants me to come out against Trump, and it's all been made up stuff so far. But this attack on Syria, unless I see satellite photos, unless I see witnesses, unless I see proof that Assad in Syria launched this chemical attack when the rebels have been caught 3 times doing it, I am major league, not off the Trump train. I'm not on the Democrat train, but I am pissed, man.
No, you just heard what he said. He's not off the Trump train. Even though, as I pointed out yesterday in my video, I believe it was Clinton, Trump, what's the difference? 5 ways that they were exactly the same. And there are more ways than 5, but those were the 5 in the article. And yet this man cannot bring himself to say, I made a mistake. I should have never supported Trump. I should have never gave him my platform. I believe Alex Jones had a lot to do with his being elected. He and other so-called alternative media are the ones that gave over their platforms to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump knew that mainstream media had lost its credibility throughout the Obama administration, and so they used and abused alternative media and used the mainstream media as a reverse psychology apparatus.
I am major league pissed. Trump said, I'm going to attack you on Wednesday. Then he said on Thursday he wouldn't. And it's clearly the Russians are pulling out. Why the hell would they stage a chemical attack? It's just Jesus Christ. Let's get Colonel Schaefer on immediately. Let's get all our experts on. I talked to a bunch of CIA guys just a few days ago. They said clearly the West is doing this. This is bullshit. Hold on. When are we going to go live on here? Hey, come on back in here, guys. That's actually Intel source. I don't know his full name, but 5 minutes? Yeah. Hey, just put in Trump launches war on Syria, potential World War III. And you've got Dumford and you've got Emperor Palpatine. Get Pachenik on as well. Get his take on this. God.
I mean, he's getting all these people on that have been supporting Donald Trump pretty much every move. This is not the part that I wanted you to see, though. I'm going to go ahead and find it here.
We're live on. This is Facebook is live and Twitter or Periscope is live. I'm restarting.
Okay, good. So we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook now. But behind the scenes, we're getting ready to go live in the studio. Everybody left here tonight at like 7 o'clock, but we got the news by 45. So we're ready to go here. You know, this is 100% them pushing Trump with the raid on his lawyer and the deep state. Because Trump's not a Russian agent, but anybody's lawyer, you're going to be able to find something according to FBI rules that didn't pay taxes right or something. So proud of yourselves. Again, we're in studio.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That was Timothy. He's making sure the video. We had it. I thought we had turned the corner. I thought we'd gotten through to him.
That zero hedge, like I said today.
Oh yeah, the six.
Print the article. The six
reasons. Yeah, I'll go grab it.
It's so on target. And they're behind. It's just you know, everybody's got their breaking point. And Owen Schroyer, I just saw Owen. You want to go share in her own before you go live?
Bert.
Let me tell you, giving my children up to try to support Trump, killing Trump, you know,
right.
and the whole attack on my family that would stop. I mean, I have given my children up to try to support Trump, killing TPP, doing all this, and then this. I'm not in the goddamn cult. You're doing great. We're going live in 5 minutes. We'll put your sports check on.
He is.
A lot of viewers for this.
He is.
Thanks for coming in, Owen. No, it's all right. You're good. We're not going live yet. We're only on his feeds.
As delusional as a cult member is.
This is the military-industrial complex. This is the same crap happened with Hitler or the Soviets. I mean, you got a bunch of power and weapons, so you got to take over everywhere. The damn rebels are Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Our own government funded them to take over the Middle East from Libya to Egypt to Syria, and Assad is pro-diversity, pro-religious freedom. They stood up. They beat it. The Russians were pulling out. And then Trump says a week ago he's pulling out of Syria, and then they start this crap. And they go, sir, we've raided your offices. We know about, 20 years ago, where you paid Atlantic City $100,000 at your casino. That's what they did. They grabbed his lawyer's documents. And none of it's even corruption, but according to the FBI, they can say, oh, you didn't say that was a... They got it. They rolled Trump. And he didn't stand up at the moment of truth. Donald Trump shit his fucking pants at the fucking moment of truth and shit all over everybody. That's my first approximation. I'm not in a fucking cult for Donald Trump. Fuck him. Fuck his family. Fuck all these people. Alright, see, I shouldn't even be live right now. When are we going on the fucking satellite? God fucking damn it, man. What the fuck? Is there nobody fucking pure in this goddamn fucking world? See, now I'm fucking pissed right now. Syria fought Al-Qaeda, they fought ISIS, they fought it all. And now you got Mattis and fucking all these people shitting all over us. The goddamn fucking liberal fascists censoring us everywhere the last 2 days. We did an emergency fucking 36-hour broadcast trying to stop this shit that could lead to World War III. And you fucking liberal pieces of fucking shit, you fucking assholes, fucking support this. Fuck you. You fucking goddamn degenerate fucks. And fucking Mueller and fucking Comey and fuck you. Every major analyst, see, I shouldn't even be on there right now. Every analyst agrees that this could trigger World War III unlike anything in our history. And the Russians were the good guys battling ISIS and Al-Qaeda. I'm not a Russophile. I've never been to Russia. But I've studied the geopolitics. They are the white knights. And our military 5 years ago joining the Russians to block Obama and the Arab Spring and do the right thing, did the right thing.
Alright, so you've seen this outbreak. There's more, but there's no need, right? You get the F word from me, plenty. Speaking of which, I almost got arrested last night for using the F word in public. How free is that? Isn't that a great free society? You can't even swear. Anyway. My son he's gotten over the hump that he needed to. He should be discharged from pediatric ICU sometime tomorrow, if not Monday morning. So that's a good thing. But I've been watching and listening to what's going on, and all I can say is, man, people wrote paragraphs in the comment section on many of Alex Jones's YouTube videos, warning him not to support Donald Trump. I was among one of them. Now I have a subscriber, Beta Talk. He writes really long, nicely thought out comments. People are doing the same in the comment section of Alex Jones before the election. When he started to lean towards supporting Trump. Now, I told y'all back then that Donald Trump was no different than any other politician. And people tried to say, well, he's not a politician. He's a businessman and a TV personality. And they're right. He is a businessman and a TV personality. Still is. But they're wrong at the same time. He was a politician his whole life, really. I mean, business at that level is politics. You are politicking with people to get your way. So Donald Trump's been a politician for a long time. And he says he's not a cult for Donald Trump. And I remember Alex Jones here lecturing people about the cult of personality when talking about Barack Obama. And he was correct. But now here we bear witness to the very same man who warned against the cult of personality. We witness him joining that same cult. So, now I can understand fully why he's pissed off. I mean, shit, he gave up, like he said, his family to back Donald Trump. One thing that you'll never get me to do is betray my children, is to turn my back on them. Never get me to do it. For anyone. I don't care if I had to spend the rest of my life in prison. I would not give up my children for anything or anyone. He sold his soul. He sold his family. And he sold his credibility. People warned and warned and warned about Donald Trump. I'm among many of them. Let's see here. We had Jeff Berwick, Valor Vigilante, We had We Are Change. We had High Impact Flicks. We had, I mean, just shitloads of people saying this very fucking thing would end up happening. I mean, as soon as I heard Donald Trump was running for president, I came out and said that, you know, he's going to be the same as everybody else. There will be no difference. And is there any difference? This is not a rhetorical question. I'm actually asking it to whoever stumbles across this video. You may not watch it because I only have 33 subs, and that was due to YouTube censorship. My old channel was taken down. And this channel, even though it's only about, what, maybe 2 months old, something like that, has already got a strike for my video, We Need to Destroy the System. And of course I will be re-uploading this video, but I'm going to change the title. They said that I was making threats. I made no threats. I simply stated a fact. The fact is, we need to destroy the system. It needs to be taken down. Not just the United States system, the entire globalist apparatus. Everyone who colluded, everyone involved in aiding these globalists, these New World Order freaks, should be punished by us, by we the people, who have once again been betrayed by a so-called leader. He's leading us right to the fucking mouth of hell. But what'd you expect? Really, honestly, in your heart of hearts, you know and knew and didn't want to acknowledge that cognitive dissonance that you're feeling when the entire time you were supporting Donald Trump to be the president. Now, I also told you all, I don't have a problem with Donald Trump as an individual. He was fine as a TV personality. He was fine as a businessman. But the moment he jumped into the political arena, he became one of them. If not sooner. Probably sooner. Probably as soon as he began owing the Jew banks millions and millions and millions of dollars, if not billions. So, hey, you got what you asked for, you Trump supporters. You asked for Donald Trump, you got him. You notice Hillary Clinton ain't in jail? Or Bill Clinton? Most of the pedophiles? No, he wants to go after drug dealers and give them the death penalty. Tell you what, I'm going to tell you right now that many people who are drug dealers have more honor than any one of these politicians. They keep their word. They provide a service. It's not that individual's fault that another individual wants a particular product. But, you know, these politicians, statists, their words are golden, and God damn it, we need to support the war effort. Yeah. So, where is this going to go? I don't know. I mean, I was right about Donald Trump. I can take a stab at it, I guess, and see what was, you know, or if I'm right later on. Like I said yesterday, I don't believe that neither Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin has the balls to use nuclear weapons on each other. I don't think they're going to use nuclear weapons, but I could be wrong. There are so many variables that a person, and a lot of unknown ones at that a person can only make predictions on what they know. So what do we know? We know that, number one, that throughout the history of this country, politicians and corporations have, at bare minimum, ignored events they knew were going to occur to drag us into a war. And then they'll turn around and lie about it. Pearl Harbor, for example. 9/11. You have to remember, a few months before 9/11 happened, we had a politician say that we needed a new Pearl Harbor type of crisis, and they got it. You notice Donald Trump is sucking Saudi ass. He's sucking Israel ass. And then he has the nerve to get on the television and talk about aligning with an evil regime. And I don't see how you can get much more evil than either Saudi Arabia or Israel. Can you? I mean, maybe ISIS, but ISIS gets their ideology from Saudis. That branch of Islam. What is it called? Mohabbites or some shit like that. But yeah, I mean, we all knew, at least anyone who had any kind of forethought and put any kind of thought into the overall bigger picture, the future, should have seen this coming. They should have seen it coming and failed to, or ignored their cognitive dissonance telling them, hey, don't support this person because they're going to turn on us. That's why continuously throughout the whole campaign I called him Trojan Horse Trump. I also explained how the mainstream media was aiding his election through reverse psychology. But here we are, 2 years later, exactly where I said we would be. Our economy hasn't collapsed yet, but that's just a matter of time. It's a matter of mathematics, and nothing that they do at this point is going to stop our economy from collapsing. I'm going to pause for a moment and pull up another video.
My fellow Americans, a short time ago, I ordered the United States Armed Forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical weapons capabilities of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad. A combined operation with the armed forces of France and the United Kingdom is now underway. We thank them both. Tonight, I want to speak with you about why we have taken this action. 1 year ago, Assad launched a savage chemical weapons attack against his own innocent people. The United States responded with 58 missile strikes that destroyed 20% of the Syrian Air Force.
That's a lot.
Last Saturday, the Assad regime again deployed chemical weapons to slaughter innocent civilians, this time in the town of Douma, near the Syrian capital of Damascus. This massacre was a significant escalation in a pattern of chemical weapons use by that very terrible regime. The evil and the despicable attack left mothers and fathers, infants and children thrashing in pain and gasping for air. These are not the actions of a man, they are crimes of a monster instead. Following the horrors of World War I a century ago, civilized nations joined together to ban chemical warfare. Chemical weapons are uniquely dangerous, not only because they inflict gruesome suffering, but because even small amounts can unleash widespread.
So he talks about gruesome suffering. What about the gruesome suffering of the Iraqis who have been blessed with newborn, deformed babies as a result of depleted uranium munitions being used there? What about that? What about all the innocent women and children in Yemen, in Palestine, in China, in every country across this planet? What about the evils that are committed by the very people claiming to have a high ground, the moral high ground?
Devastation. The purpose of our actions tonight is to establish a strong deterrent against the production, spread, and use of chemical weapons. Establishing this deterrent is a vital national security interest of the United States. The combined American, British,
and those are the key words right there: national security. What is done in the name of national security is, well, it's crime. It's criminal. Crimes are committed against you, They're committed against me. They're committed against all of us. And yet, our government and their mouthpieces profess that they profess that, first of all, we have freedom. We don't. We're no more free than any other country out there. Yes, some countries are more brutal than, or outwardly brutal anyway, than the United States. But the thing is, we are more brutal. You're gonna say, well, how the fuck can you say that? You know, that we're more brutal as a society, and our government is more brutal. Well, they're more brutal from the aspect that when you're born, you begin going to school, you're taught from kindergarten all the way through that you have the most just, righteous government on the planet. And that the founding fathers, a lot of, at least when I was growing up, now it's a little different, but that the founding fathers were these great men of high moral character, which they weren't. And it's just one big lie. Now, I've made videos calling into question the so-called victory we had against Britain in the Revolutionary or in the War of Independence. Well, why did I do that? Because if you're a victor of a war, then you kind of dictate the terms of it stopping, and the terms afterward, you know. And yet somehow King George, he dictated all of the terms, and so it makes me wonder if we haven't been bamboozled, you know, the entire way through our lives, and the lives of our parents, grandparents, and others before them. So, oh man.
And French response to these atrocities will integrate all instruments of our national power, military, economic, and diplomatic. We are prepared to sustain this response until the Syrian regime stops its use of prohibited chemical agents. I also have a message tonight for the two governments most responsible for supporting, equipping, and financing the criminal Assad regime. To Iran and to Russia, I ask, what kind of a nation wants to be associated with the mass murder of innocent men, women, and children? The nations of the world.
Okay, so we're aligned with nations that are responsible for the mass murder of men, women, and children. So how is Russia or Iran any different?
Can be judged by the friends they keep. No nation can succeed in the long run by promoting rogue states, brutal tyrants, and murderous dictators. In 2013, President Putin and his government promised the world that they would guarantee the elimination of Syria's chemical weapons. Assad's recent attack and today's response are the direct result of Russia's failure to keep that promise.
Speaking of failure to keep promises, hasn't he failed to keep his promises to the people of the United States? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so where's this all heading? And again, we can only go by the information we know. I've already said that I don't think either one has the balls to use nuclear weapons. They have offered the public no proof whatsoever of Assad's guilt, like the last 2-3 times. Something like that. So, you know, without that proof, I mean, and it really needs to be solid proof. It really needs to be beyond a reasonable doubt that he did that, which we all know he didn't. He had nothing to gain by launching a chemical weapons attack on his own people, and everything to lose. So, we are entering another war under false pretenses. We are entering another war under lies. We are entering another war, but this war could end up being much worse and much different than every one before it. Now, I said I don't think that they have the balls to use nuclear weapons. That doesn't mean somebody won't use them. Maybe it's not Donald Trump that orders the strike, or Vladimir Putin. Maybe it's a crazed rogue general. But this could end up being a very, very, very bad thing for us. And it already is for those people living in Syria who have never done anything to us here in the United States, have they? But here we go again. Initiating force against other people, which is a crime. Here we go again with the support the war or shut the fuck up. Here we go again with the possibility of humanity being wiped out. Even if it's not going to be the government, it's going to be fucking asteroid or mega volcano or something else. Don't get me wrong. But eventually, we're going to pay the price for the sins of these people, for the evils of these people, because when we voted, or when you voted, you became responsible for their actions. When you gave them legitimacy with your vote, with your consent, you became responsible for their actions. That includes Alex Jones, the SGT report, all of them who helped Donald Trump get elected. The blood of the Syrians are on the hands of those people. The only moral system is that of voluntarism, where you have relationships voluntarily and not forcefully, such as we do here in the United States, and indeed across the planet. Our relationship with our governments are forced on us. We have no choice in the matter, and this is why I continue to tell you, when you vote, you're giving consent. You're giving them consent to rule over you. Now, at a certain point, the government loses its legitimacy because of the numbers from the votes. How many people voted? What percentage? Was it less than 50%? Well, once more than 50% of the population stops voting and stops participating in the so-called political process, then the government that claims power is illegitimate. And this government has been illegitimate since at least the 1930s. Anyway, thought I'd talk to you all about this. I gotta go back up to the hospital here in an hour or so, and I'm gonna get ready. I hope you all have a great day. And remember, kill the state before the state kills you.